Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes and allegedly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and hello. Thank you for being here and thank you for watching. And also, I'd like to say thank you to those of you that did the super thanks. There's a new app that YouTube implemented for creators. It's like a donation button. Buy a cup of coffee, lunch, a sandwich. I appreciate it. Thank you for those that did. It was a nice, pleasant surprise that they did that. I wasn't expecting that. So here we go. Today, I would like to find out how those sanctimonious imbeciles are doing today. How do they feel about Piers Morgan's New York Post article of him being completely open and not being held back? It is... yeah, there's nothing held back with him being able to do this. He's really speaking his mind, which I appreciate, and I know most of you do. So, yeah, I can imagine they're feeling quite wounded. I would expect a major wounding because that's just more... They're trying to shut him out, and it's just not working. So I'm sure they're really, really irritated, to put nicely. Okay, how are they feeling? How are they feeling about the sanctimonious imbecile comment that the Kardashians of California, the royal Kardashians, should be shut down? Wow, we got here. They would like to divorce from him. They'd like to break it up. They do not feel entrapment with him or any kind of enslavement to him. They don't feel like, there's any connection whatsoever. They're divorcing themselves from the situation and trying to have fun in the face of it. There is no entanglement going on. So they're in denial. They don't even care probably really what he has to say. And with the Nine of Swords in reverse paired with it, they just feel that he has a lack of objectivity, that it's just a spiral of negative news that he's putting out there. They're not concerned. They act like they're not concerned. And, so as a result of this, they're going to take a step back, because this is taking a step back, because this here is lacking whole object relations. Right here is kind of like my narcissist when they fall apart, and they lack that. And so they feel that he is over analysis here situation, which is leading to a crippling feeling and helplessness for them. So they're trying to pretend like they don't care, like they're not concerned about it, but truly they are. And it has given them anxiety and nightmares and insomnia. It's making them feel trapped and helpless with lots of indecisions, because everything they do, he attacks them. He goes after them. So they're trying to pretend like they're cool and calm and collected about it, even though they're not, and that they're divorced from the situation. Yeah, they're not going to get divorced from the situation. Sorry, you just can't divorce them, and they cannot shut them out. That's why they want to shut everyone out. They want to divorce everyone from speaking negativity about them. The next position here we got here is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, with the Sun in reverse is their challenging position. They're unhappy. They wish that he would not cede the situation. They wish that he would just drop it, and that he's affecting their ability to make financial propositions and investments. And they feel that that is just a poor cultivation of dropping news or dropping anything on them in terms of their energy. It's making them feel like they're low vibe and that they're going to lose out financially as well. So it's affecting the bottom dollar for them, and it's seeding more negative debt here. It's seeding more greed and poor investments, major poor investments. It's highlighting their poor investments as well. And they don't like being called out. So it's making them quite unhappy. Let's see, calculate these two together is really interesting. That comes to 20. 20 comes to 5 of Spades, roadblock. They would like to roadblock him, but they're having a hard time. That's a challenging position, is to roadblock them. And since they're having a hard time roadblocking them, they're feeling very hostile, and they're having to swallow their pride, basically. They don't want to swallow their pride. So let's get to the next cards. Whoops, let's get to the next. Turn that over. The focal point on how they feel about Piers Morgan's comments. Piers Morgan's sanctimonious imbeciles. I like that. Yes, couldn't have said it better myself. And we have here the 8 of Wands in the focal point in reverse, something they don't feel that they can overcome. It's negative news, it's negative communication, it's negative press. It is negative, negative, negative. They don't feel they're going to ever overcome this. No. So with the 8 of Wands in reverse, that is they're completely frustrated. They're seeing more problems, and they're also having travel issues. It's a lot of obstacles, and everything is slowing down because everyone's seeing them for who they are. Not a good sign for them. Let's get to the hidden energy. The hidden energy. The hidden energy in the situation. What are they hiding? They are hiding the fact that they are suffering from poverty, loss, and illness, mental illness, I would say. And they're having to go into a recovery position here with the, excuse me, that's 5 of Pentacles. Yes, 5 of Pentacles. So yes, that is conflicts. That is the poverty illness here. She is really suffering, and they don't want people to see that they're suffering. They want to see people to think that they are in recovery. I don't think they can hide the fact that they've been suffering because everyone knows, because they announce it to everyone. So it's no secret, really. And so they would like to pretend, they're trying to hide the fact that they would like to return home. They want to go home because they're failing. It is the returning home position, the recovery, because everything is slowing down. They would like to do it with a controlled action. And they do suffer from feeling undervalued and despair. It's the lacking card. We lack, we don't have enough. You know, it's been a climbing conflict. They're trying to pretend that it's not a climbing conflict, that they're in recovery. They're not in recovery. Really what they want to recover in terms of Harry is he would like to return home. That's his only hope for recovery, because he feels completely undervalued in the relationship. She feels undervalued probably by Hollywood, undervalued by Netflix, undervalued by Spotify. So there we go, kind of back to that victim mindset. They're constantly the victim. So that is that. So they would like to pretend that everything is fine and they're in recovery, but they're truly not. And yeah, their only recovery really is to be taken care of by the family. So the past position that is not serving them, I'm only going to take these 2. These 3. Well, okay, I got all of them. Why not? I'll do it. It's a lot of cards here. The past position, they went on a risk. They took a major risk, and they did it out of greed, the 4 of Pentacles, the greedy miser, because when they left, they felt that they were wishing they did not have enough because they weren't going to be the heirs to the throne. And so the 4 of Cups in reverse is they were unhappy. So this is why they took this leap of faith in terms of trying to make themselves wealthier. And then we have here, there was no duality. This was the past position that got them into the position that they're in now. So that was literally out of greed, as we know, looking for better horizons and better outcome, and also to try to you know, outdo other people, right? That's what they're all about. So yes, so let's get some more cards here. Yes, that was that. Okay, the future. What's going into the future? The future, the future. Here we go. The future. Harry is not feeling like he is liked by anybody. He knows he's not loved, and he knows that he is not idealistic. He knows he's got himself in a pickle. He's got himself in a real pickle. Nobody loves him anymore. He used to be loved, but not anymore. 7th card, 7th card. So he knows that that's all being highlighted. The seed it's just been seeded. He seeded it himself, and he doesn't want to face up to it. The feelings in this situation, he knows he's a liar and he's been busted, and he has a desire to do things differently. He did turn a blind eye. He's been very dishonest about his achievements and his ambitions, and he has a desire to change that now. He wants to leave this life behind him. He wants to return home. He wants to return home. Cannot do it anymore. He really is at his breaking point. But he knows he has got to, with the Judgment card and the Temperance in reverse. With the Judgment card upright, that's on a cusp of a rebirth to make better decisions for a change. But he's got to get rid of that devil energy in him with the Temperance in reverse. He has got to learn to keep himself calm, cool, and collected. He's a bundle of nerves. He's mentally unwell. He cannot manage himself with the Temperance. He cannot take the middle road. He needs to learn about the gray areas of life, because everything's not black and white. He's borderline. He paints Either you're black or you're white. He cannot take the middle ground. He cannot take the gray. There is gray in life, people, and he cannot do the moderation. He cannot do the balance. He does not cooperate. He does not choose carefully. He is not patient. He does not have healing energy. He's completely out of control, and he must be on the birth of something different. He's got to make different decisions because he's suffering the consequences now with the Judgment card. And so that is the outside influences. And so that is why he sees it. Piers Morgan is calling him out for exactly what he is, and he knows it. He knows it. This is sticking out. I'm going to take it. And he needs to manifest it. He's got to manifest this change. And only he can do it. Nobody can do it for him. You know, he has to do it for himself. So he would like to charge forward with the hopes and fears. It's a battle of the wills. But I think he would like to turn Markle in reverse with the Queen of Swords in reverse. He doesn't want to listen to what she says because this has cost him dearly. So he is trying to think for himself. It's a battle of the wills with her. And he would like to go on the Page of Wands upright. He wants to put in a positive message for himself, actually for both of them. But really, he's butting heads with her. He is battling it out with her, and he wants more positive messages because everything with her is negative and it's not truthful. He knows that, so he wants to switch it around. And actually, because of this card, these positions too, he does want to manifest putting out more positive messages so that he doesn't suffer the repercussions because it's costing him too much. And then we have here, he knows he's not in a protective bubble with her, and he's not going to ever have happiness. He's also losing his ability to, he's not defending himself anymore. He's removing his boundaries. His boundaries have been really up high with his family, and he wants to overcome it. He wants to break down those boundaries. He wants to quit. He just wants to give it up. It is give up time. He's overwhelmed. So he wants to give it up because he's feeling very nostalgic. He wants his family back. And that is the hopes and fears. He does want back. And Pierce is just making it even more obvious to him. So it's looking like he's kind of in agreement. And we have a tower crashing to the worst degree. So with the tower in reverse, he's afraid he can never rebuild what he tore down. And not likely to rebuild. And he's terrified of his life. And he's terrified of the changes of what he's facing because he put himself in this position. And he knows it. He knows he may never be able to restructurize himself within the family. And he may not ever get the chance again. And it's a very shocking lifestyle for him. The whole event has been shocking to him, even though he created it. He's not too bright, as we know. So it's been a major tower crashing to the worst degree for him. He realized he may never get back. He wants back. They may just say, nope, keep on your path. Keep on walking. Maybe they won't take away his titles, but keep on walking. And that's really how I feel about this. He really feels like they're just going to say, too much. His brother doesn't want to take him back, and that's going to be a major issue. So I guess my next thing is I'm going to ask, how does William feel about him? Will he ever take him back? Because that's my next reasonable question here. Will William ever, I know he'd never fully trust him, but would he at least accept him back and send him away? That's probably the best he can hope for, right? At least he can maybe privately have Christmas with him and major holidays, but kind of keep him at arm's length. So we have here the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is the no card. He doesn't want him. He doesn't want him. He sees him as a traitor. The Hangman in reverse is the traitor position. No, we don't want you. You created this burden. You're at a burden. You're at a rock bottom here. You know, I know you're stressed. You're exhausted. You got all these burdens, but it's not my problem. You've got a lack of priorities. You did this to yourself, and you're not willing to self-sacrifice for your family, and you walked away from us, and you're not willing to listen to grandmother. You have disrespected Queen Elizabeth and the entire establishment. You're not willing to rise up. You're not willing to do duties, morals, and obligations. So I'm saying no. William is saying no to him. This is a hands down no across the board. Total disrespect. You did this to yourself. You got to deal with it. This is your emotional conflict that you got to do. We're not helping you. It's a no. It is a no from William. William does not want him around, him or his kids or his wife, which I fully agree. I would do the same thing, to be honest. I'd be like, well, yeah, you're my brother, but, you know, maybe they can have a cup of tea at Christmas, and then he would just be on one side of the room. I see William on one side of the room, and it would be Harry on the other side, and just not coming together. It's a very cold, chilly relationship. I don't ever see it repairing. With this, I don't see it ever repairing. And you know what? I can't blame him. I really can't. And I know you guys feel the same way. I would never trust him. And I see he's too intelligent to trust him. He knows he's so mentally unwell. It's not possible. He will always be disordered and always unreliable. Challenging position is for him to love his brother, to want to accept his brother again, and to wear his heart on his sleeve. The King of Cups in reverse. And he created this conflict, this stinking thinking, and trying to go into recovery isn't going to happen because he's always going to still have this problem. He's always going to have stinking thinking, and he's always going to have that lack of objectivity, back to black and white thinking. There is no gray, you know, total despair. He's always going to have to take a step back from him. Always going to have to take a step back from him. And he's never going to wear his heart on his sleeve with his brother again. Yeah. The bottom of the deck, I'm going to go for it here. Unhappy. He doesn't want to see a relationship with him. He needs to be the ruler. He's going to be the king one day. He's going to be the ruler, and he's going to take a step back. He's always going to keep him at arm's length. Yeah, it's not going to happen, you guys. Not going to happen. Let's get some more. I got to reshuffle that. Here we go. Here we go. Yep. The home. He knows that he wants in. He wants in because that's the safety. That's the safety spot for him. He's aware of it, but William's not having it. William doesn't want it. Nope. Can't blame him. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.